Hey, what's up? I have a video request from San Marcos, 1976. He goes, "Yo, Kyle, I dig the pad, man. Anyway, I have a video request. What is your take on how we can effectively program our subconscious mind? Is there any relationship between our subconscious and our chakras? If so, any specific chakra also? When are you going to bring Billy out? Blessings." Okay. Gotta charge my brain with a nice big yawn. Well, thank you, Digging Pad. If you want to give me a request, though, give it on my homepage, because I most likely will not remember it if you do it on a video. But let's see here. What is my take on how we can effectively program our subconscious mind? Here, hold on. Let me take a drink of water. A little bit dehydrated. Okay, so my take on the subconscious mind and how you would want to program it has a lot to do with the zeitgeist. The zeitgeist is the internet of the mind. It's that thing that it's created by our minds, and so we all feed into it, and then we all suck from it, and you get really sucked into the zeitgeist if you watch a lot of TV. Because that's like the most common viewpoints of society is expressed in the TV. From the ratings and just how cream rises to the top type of thing. Not the cream, but, the people's crap rises to the top, the common denominator. And, so if you watch a lot of TV, or you have a job that's very social, like you're a teacher in a large high school or something like that, you're going to be really, really, really locked into that physically. And that will be your subconscious. Our subconscious is pretty much connected to everybody else's. So, if you want to program, you didn't ask on the video how you want to program your subconscious mind, so I'm going to answer that. We should program our subconscious minds to basically kind of how an innocent young child sees the world. Like an innocent young child would look at the cartoon and see all the different cultures of the world and stuff, and they wouldn't have any concept of any one ethnic group or religion being superior to another. They like diversity, and they want to celebrate it, and they think it's cool, like at Halloween, kid dresses up as a Chinaman, they don't have any negative concept of that. And then as you get older, you get programmed to have negative concepts of cultures that aren't yours, from bad experiences traveling, or just, meeting too many of the wrong one kind of person who you don't like, or just, getting accustomed to your own culture, and then just finding other cultures uncomfortable, which is natural. And then all of the, I guess, the age-old strife between cultures, and your parents programming you and your society programming you, and then also just generally getting a grumpier, more intolerant person as you get older, because younger people aren't really treated as well with much respect, so then they get older and they kind of teach them to hold grudges, and then they teach younger people with disrespect. And so anyways, I think we should try to program our subconscious mind to be pure like a young child, where we don't look at any one group of people more superior as another, or religion, or job even. Like how much money you make. All of a sudden that makes that, like, if you make more money because you're a fucking computer programmer, all of a sudden that makes you generally a smarter person, and so you're more of an authority on like religion than somebody who makes minimum wage but they're an expert on religion. That's subconscious programming. So I think we should strive to just, look at just only the bright side, kind of have a filter where you only look at the bright side of things, and, look at, another culture and only see the the nice, oh, look at the nice clothing and that cool culture, custom they have, and just ignore the negative parts of different cultures, which every culture has. Like in Asia, you're not supposed to take your socks off or your shirt off because it's like supposed to be offensive, this kind of thing. Just to reboot yourself and kind of have a more innocent, optimistic take on things. That's how we should program our subconscious minds. Because if you do that, you're not gonna see anybody as like a threat to you, or a threat to anything, a threat to your way of life or some new. And you're not going to be afraid of a new development or a new change, which is really important in this day and age because there's so much change happening. So that's how you should program. Now, I think watching TV is a bad way to program in that way. There's too many snide jokes about, people who are different on the TV, and it programs people to like make fun of people who are different, thinking that they're being funny when they're really just fucking insulting you. Like I get stoner jokes written about me all the time on the internet, and they're always in a negative light. Like stoners are lazy, stupid, and shit. And it's like gets old. So we should program our subconscious or our zeitgeist. To me, it's the same thing. To just be positive, and the best way to do that as an individual is to not watch TV, not listen to the radio. All of that mass media stuff right now, it's just it's like lowest common denominator. It's kind of like, and it doesn't mean that like the average person is an asshole, but it's kind of like if you put all the average people together, then the sum of its parts is it's like greater than the sum of its parts in a negative way. You're more of a dick as a group than you are as an individual. I mean, like in things like war. It's a lot easier to go to war than it is to like pick a fight between two people. Because you look at it holistically, and when you're in a big group, you can have the boss guy make all the decisions. And then it's the low people who have to carry out the unpleasantries of the war, and but they have to follow their orders. And like mob mentality, like mobs come and tear people limb from limb and attack people, but you wouldn't tear somebody limb from limb or attack them and kill them as readily if you're by yourself. So that's maybe some reason why the TV and movies is so negative, and the theme of movies. Like if you go to Redbox, sometimes I get in the habit of watching movies at Redbox. Half the movies at Redbox are just despicable people, despicable stories. Just it's not positive, and I think people have a tendency to just gravitate towards that because it's easier to focus on the negative. It takes a lot less work, a lot less imagination, because it's just more the kind of what we're used to. It's more simple. And so people gravitate to it, like me, I prefer talking trash about somebody than complimenting them. It's a lot easier to talk trash about them and more amusing, but you're being like critical. So it's good to do that kind of stuff, talk trash, but not to focus on negative stuff. And so anyways, to program your subconscious mind to be positive, I would say don't watch TV and don't listen to the radio, and, don't listen to gangster rap. That's negative, Don't listen to anything that's just don't surround yourself with negative people. That's even more important than not watching TV. Is don't surround yourself with negative people. And it's okay to not be friends with somebody if you've been friends with them for a long time. If all of a sudden it turns out that they're really negative or they're negative to you, you should cut the cords. And it's better to be by yourself all the time than having to deal with negative people. So that's another way to program your subconscious in a positive way. Another way is to be physically fit. If you're not physically fit, you're going to be in a bad mood, Like people, when they get tired, they get cranky. Like my mom is like that. Fucking big time. And I can get like that too, Like when I get really tired, I can get cranky. But, being tired and being like toxic is kind of the same thing. It's just like not feeling good physically. Somebody who's really fit, like a professional athlete, could like sit in a chair and just be happy just being, because they feel good. And it's a lot easier to be in a positive. So yeah, be physically healthy. Here, let's see what are some other parts of the question. Oh, now as far as like hypnosis, it's cool. It would be cool to try to play hypnosis games with people. Not everybody can be hypnotized though. Most people can, but a lot of people can't. I couldn't. There's no way in hell you could hypnotize me if everybody's life depended on it. Like, you could not turn me into a Manchurian candidate or anything like that. Don't even fucking try. And it's kind of whatever. It would be cool to get, but I don't know if I'd even want to get hypnotized, because I'm the kind of person who likes to be in control all the time, Like, I did salvia divinorum once, and I didn't like it because I was out of control. So, but anyways, is there any relationship between our subconscious and our chakras? Well, yeah. Like I was saying, the subconscious is related to the zeitgeist, and the zeitgeist is that energy of our minds that we create that goes around the whole world, and it's just as real physically as the radio waves. And physically, it's actually not much different size from the radio waves. The brain waves and the radio waves almost overlap. Like in an AM frequency, the very lowest, like 66 or something like that. I don't know what the numbers are, but that's just above brain waves. So, which is about the same distance between my eyes, about 8 hertz, which is the same vibration of the earth. Om. It sounds like Om. Om. If you want to get in touch with the zeitgeist, you can chant Om. That's a good way to do it. The earth, anyway. The good grounding part, not the crazy stuff. But, we communicate with the outer world through our chakras. So, that thing that feeds our subconscious is fed through our chakras. And I think his question was, what, if so, any specific chakra? Yeah, it'd be the mental chakra. It'd be your brain chakra. Your the one that goes into your pineal gland, the one right in your brain. What's it called? Crown? Not the crown, but the solar plexus, the third eye chakra. That would be the chakra that has the most to do with subconscious mind. But it has to do with all of the minds. Subconscious mind is not just it's not just intellectual. It's also emotional, and which is in the heart, and it's all of them. Even like, I guess your crown chakra, that's the one that's attached, the highest one that's attached to the highest frequency, the most godlike vibration. That would be a good one to use to focus on, focus on the positive and veer away from the negative. Just kind of sit there and imagine like white light spiraling out of the top of your head straight up into the sky, off into the cosmos, attaching itself to all of the stars and all of the good light. And if you do that all the time, it'll actually help your posture. You'll stand up straight, but it'll also you'll have more of like a far-seeing view, and people aren't going to bother you as much. You might bother other people more. That's my roommate, because when you're a kind of person who's always kind of the negative derogatory term these days is ADHD, attention deficit disorder, deficit hyperactivity disorder. The people who look like this. Well, to normal people don't like that, because it kind of means that you're stupid and you're spaced out and you're not with them and you're not there and you're like retarded or something. But in reality, you're actually thinking a lot of different things at the same time, and you're the person who can, get knowledge and pass it on to everybody else. So yeah, I mean, if you do that too much, you're gonna piss people off, and they're gonna think that you're stupid. But it is good to kind of keep that connection, that mental connection to the higher cosmos, like where the gods live, God realm, where like there's nothing to worry about. There's always going to be plenty to live forever, and so everything's cool. And you don't even feel bad about other people because you know that they're just passing through a certain stage and they'll be all right. So that would be a good way to program your subconscious mind. Yeah, just to be positive. And also with words, like you can, if you say thank you and please and compliment people a lot, that will bring yourself up. It'll make you feel better about yourself and the world and them, and it'll trickle down to your subconscious mind. But yeah, in conclusion, I mean, the main thing I think is just disconnect yourself from the negative zeitgeist, and connect yourself from the positive one, which also exists, or the positive aspects of it, and then share that with the world. Like on YouTube, YouTube people who get out there and they just spread happiness and joy, like comedians and stuff, they do wonders for the zeitgeist to make people just feel like everything's going to be okay and everything is okay. Because a lot of people out here these days, they think the world is going to end, like we're on a doom, we're on the road to destruction. In 100 years, there's not going to be a civilization. A lot of people think that. I don't know what the statistics are, but it's like horrifyingly high, dude. Like, and like a lot of times people you least expect actually think that, and that's bad. You don't want to think that, and you don't want a lot of people to be thinking that. You want people to be thinking it's going to be okay because it'll make stuff okay. But that's another video. So anyways, and you had another question. When are you going to bring Billy out? I don't know if I can bring Billy out. I can bring some other retards out, though. I should bring another retard out. That's how he laughs. I don't know his name, though. But anyways, thanks for the request. Peace out.